The fifth, final, and most important member of this Darkhold team is arriving tonight. Yes, there's a new arena meta arriving in Marvel Strike Force. Goodbye, Eternals, and hello, Darkhold. So what do you need to do to unlock Morgan Le Fay to complete this team so that you can smash? We're talking all about her Scourge event in this video so you could get the most amount of points, get the most amount of shards, also with some T4 ISO 8 recommendations. And if you're ready for all of that, guys, yes, the Morgan Le Fay, this is gonna be a very important character. Find that like button. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Get prepped, Commander. Yes, we are preparing for the Morgan Le Fay, the first Scourge event in Marvel Strike Force. We are preparing for it. In this video, we're discussing what you need to do to get the most amount of points so that you can get the most amount of shards and resources for Morgan Le Fay. Let's take a look at her in-game right now. Looking very, very strong. But as we can see, 100 shard unlocks. Yes, so yes, let's go take a look at what you would need to do to get those 100 shards. Unlike most of the other legendary events that we had, most of them are 310 shards. This one only a 3-star unlock, 100 shards to unlock her. So to unlock her, you're gonna have to do this Scourge event here. We have a preview for it in game. Now there was a test server, there was a play test on this. It only lasted for 2 days and I was not aware of that. So we were gonna release the video yesterday. Right now we're going off a lot of secondhand information because I was not aware it was only 2 days for the test server. So I didn't do a lot of testing on this. All right, but let's take a look at what we have in game right now. Now these milestones were changed. These ranking rewards were changed. And if you want to unlock Morgan Le Fay, you need to get all the way down here to milestone 14. And what this is gonna give you is 60 shards. And if you want to get the remaining 40 shards to get that unlock, you're gonna have to complete these ranking rewards. Now, as long as you get the milestone 14, the bare minimum, the worst you could do with these ranking rewards, as long as you score, you're gonna get 40 shards. So that should get you the full 100 shards for Morgan Le Fay. That is why you need to get the milestone 14 for that unlock. So where is it? Milestone 14, right here, 425 points. That's what you need to score. Now, to get to that, there's a few different difficulties in this Scourge event. Right now, with the gear that we have, you probably could get to tier 8. Maybe if you have a strong Whaley roster, you could get to higher tiers, but tier 8 is what most endgame players could be shooting for right now, and that will get you a lot of points. Now, if you get to difficulty 4, with equipping some of these Scourges, and what these Scourges are detrimental effects to your team, either by applying negative effects to your team or positive effects to the other team. Basically, it makes the game harder. And the more of these Scourges you apply, the more points you're gonna score. The less you apply, then just the base default you're gonna get. So if you go to difficulty 4, with some of the Scourge points, 209 Scourge points to be exact, that will get you this milestone 14. So if you have the characters to get you through difficulty 4 with some Scourges, you should be fine. Difficulty 5 should get you there, no problem. Probably a little higher than this milestone 14 though. Now, if you want to get through all the unlock, that is the milestone 17. That is 500,000 points. That is these remaining 40 shards right now. If you want to do that today, you're gonna have to get to milestone 17. Now to get there, that's gonna get you those 100 shards, but you're gonna have to go through difficulty 5 with exactly 92 Scourge points added. We're gonna talk about which Scourge points are recommended, which one's gonna be very, very difficult in just a little bit. We got a list of all of them. Now, all the way down here, if you wanna complete all of the milestones, you will need 1 million points. Through these, the highest completion that you can, the highest difficulty that you can complete, and these additional Scourges. Now, there's a few different ways that you could do this, getting this 1 million points. Now, if you go through difficulty 6, with almost all of the Scourges maxed out, that will get you to milestone 37. That will get you that 1 million points. But that's probably the hardest way possible to do this. The easier way is probably to bump up to difficulty 7 and score an additional, I believe it's 81 Scourge points. That'll get you all 1 million, or you could just flat out complete difficulty 8 and that'll get you all 1 million also. Now, what I would recommend on this Scourges though, because what it's gonna do, or during this event, It's gonna take your highest score. So it's not like a Dark Dimension where you have to totally reset it and that's gonna reset your score. No, once you complete a run, you get that score in there, that score is gonna remain there. So what I would do, instead of equipping any Scourges, before we get to the Scourges, just go to the highest difficulty that you could complete, whether it be difficulty 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just go to the highest difficulty with no Scourges equipped. See where you could get. If you can't get to the next difficulty, go to the difficulty that you're at. I'm hoping that I could get to difficulty 8 and equip a few Scourges and score some big points. At the bare minimum, hopefully I'm at difficulty 6 or 7 with as many Scourges as equipped and to score the most amount of points. So let's go take a look at the Scourges. There's a lot of them. Some of them, there may have been more. There may be some changes that we saw in data mines, but this is at least what we've had on the test server. There may be more changes before this goes in game though. All right, so the ones that we have in green are the ones that I think are not that difficult. Obviously, like I said, I don't have the first-hand experience from the test server because it was only up for 2 days, but I think these ones in green, I think these are doable. These are the ones that I'm gonna first try to equip. The ones in yellow are the ones that if I could complete all these with green, maybe mixing and matching a few, that I'm gonna start to put these on. And these red ones, actually it looks pink on the screen. I'm probably not gonna use them. It just looks way too difficult. So let's go through these. So the green ones. Enemies gain 10% max health. It's only scoring 1 point, but that should not be that difficult to obtain. Experimental Serum Part 2, where enemies gain 20% max health. That's going to score you 5 points here. And if we go all the way down to Experimental Serum 3, enemies will gain 30% max health. That's going to get you 15 points. So if you're just giving them enemies 30, 20, and then another 20, that should give you 60% extra max health for all the enemies. That should give you 21 extra points. So not bad just for more max health. Next, Icy. When a player gains stealth, they gain taunt. That's going to be annoying, but I'm thinking about a lot of my major teams. They don't taunt a lot, so I don't think this one's going to affect me too much. Summon enemies gain 20% max health. I'm not sure what the enemies are listed there. Absolutely, if you want to check it out on msf.gg, the full map is on there right now. They're going to get 20% max health. I don't think all of these are going to be very difficult to get through. This should be 3 easy points for you right here, and they will stack. There is a multiplier as it goes up by the difficulty, so it's not just you're getting 1 extra point. It goes up based on whatever difficulty you're at. All right, next, Dark Resolve. On ally death, enemies gain defense up. You don't want the enemies gaining defense up. They're going to be harder to kill, so make sure your allies don't die. You probably don't want them dying anyway because I believe there's no heals in this as well. All right, here's that Experimental Serum that we talked about, part 2 for 20% max health. Gloating is when a player character dies, enemy gain 2 ability energies. So yeah, don't die. Don't die. They won't gain their ability energy. They won't gain their defense ups. That gives you 5 plus 7, that is 12 additional points just for not dying. And when the enemy is healed, they gain deflect. That one shouldn't be too bad to get through. Also, on spawn, enemies gain immunity. This one may be a little more difficult than it seems depending on what enemies spawn, what enemies you're having to face on these waves. When an enemy drops below 50% health, they gain death proof. This is kind of annoying, but if you're used to fighting heroes for hire in war, you're used to enemies having to take extra hits. This one shouldn't be that much of a problem. We talked about this extra health for the enemies, and then when a player character uses a special, they gain ability block. Now, depending on which characters we're taking in, maybe you don't use your special. You're probably going to want to play this manually if you're using this. Using a lot of ultimates will avoid this and, you know, avoiding ability block. And not the worst one, but you're going to have to plan bringing the right teams. That's 20 points there. Now, some of these other ones that don't seem as bad that I may want to flip on and off is not so fast. When a player gains ability energy, applies slow to them. This one could be bad, but I think we can try this one. When a player gains ability energy, each enemy deals 80% piercing damage to them. This one sounds really bad, especially when I'm hearing about some of these enemies with really, really high damage numbers. 80% piercing could be really, really bad, especially if you're getting a lot of ability energy. This one may be easier than I'm making it here. I know some other people thought it was a little easier, but I'm kind of hesitant on this one. All right, whole latte power enemies generate 1 ability energy each time they generate ability energy, so lots of ability energy going around. This one may or may not be that bad depending on the enemies that you're facing and what what turns they have, or what skills they have coming up in their that they have available to use. On enemy death, enemies gain immunity and regeneration. That immunity is very, very annoying, but I think this could be worked around. This will be one of my second tier of scourges that I'm going to put on. Devil's Bargain. When a player gains ability energy, they gain defense down. This could be really, really bad, especially if those enemies have that high damage and you are taking extra damage. When a player's character's healing is reduced by 20%, this could be really, really bad depending on the team that you're bringing in, the healers that you're bringing in. This one could be very easy though, so this is one I might flip on and off just to try to get the most max score. When a player takes damage, they gain bleed. High damage bleed characters, that could bleed you out and kill you, so we're gonna hold off on this one. When a player gains ability energy, apply defense down. Defense down really sucks. +1 turn ability energy gained. It could be bad, especially if you're bringing in someone like Captain Sam or someone else that brings a lot of ability energy. This could be a lot of defense down sticking to you. When a player blocks, apply stun to them. This might not be that bad, but someone that has a lot of deflects on them, they could get stunned a lot, and that could hurt you. When a character ability energy costs 1 more available energy, this could be really tough. If you're used to having these abilities on certain turn order, and then you're having to use an extra turn, it could be really, really rough. And same thing with a special here for some points. Now, these are the ones I'm probably going to avoid. Probably through the life of the event, I'm not going to use these. When an enemy takes damage, they gain speed up for 2 turns. Ouch. That seems so rough. 2 turns. Anytime you hit them, they're going to be faster. Doesn't seem like it's worth the extra points for all the hassle and deaths that it may cause. When a player uses their ultimate, they gain blind. I don't want my characters blind. I want them to do damage. Now, certain characters, it may not be that bad, but other characters could be horrible. When a player character drops below 50% health, apply trauma to them. That sucks. I hate when I get traumaed. Right? Player uses their ultimate. All enemies gain 1 ability energy. This one probably should be worth a lot more points. This is probably a 25 or 20 point stuff, because this one is rough. On enemy death, clear negative effects from enemies. That's another rough one. On enemy turn, they gain offense up. Ouch. They're going to do a lot more damage. And on turn, apply 2 heal blocks to player characters, which means that we cannot heal. I guess if you're doing it with this non-healing one, it's not that bad because you're stacking them. But yeah, I want my characters healing. Now, let's go discuss the ISO 8s for Morgan Le Fay, and then we'll round out with the complete Darkhold team and what ISO 8s that I'm going to start with them. All right, so Morgan Le Fay on MSF.GG. Obviously, she is an arena character, so you probably want to do all of these T4s. They're all recommended. Let's go in order, though. The most popular on MSF.GG is this passive. 54% of users with this passive having this confidence in this. What it's going to do on enemy turn, filling speed bar by 10% for self and all Darkhold allies, and Darkhold allies gain 30% max health. This is something that affects the entire team, so this is a no-brainer day one. This should be the first thing you do. Equip that T4 on that passive. Next, extra crit chance. That is nice. Applying trauma and ability block to all controller enemies. That is doing nothing without the T4, so let's get that on there. Let's put it on. Boom. Now it's doing all that stuff. This is probably the second one you're going to do. Third, you're probably going to want to do this special. This special is a very good move here. Time Warp. Clicking all positive effects from all enemies. It was 2 random positive effects from all enemies before that. So put that T4 in. And then speed up for 2 turns instead of speed up for 1 turn. So yeah, when you're reducing all the speed bar of the enemies and putting the speed up back on you, yeah, this is good. Put that on there. And then last but not least, this one is okay. This one's not that great, but she's an arena character, so eventually want to do that. So that's the order here. Passive, then ultimate, then special, then basic. Very, very easy order to remember. So let's take a look at T4s. Now, this is the T4s that I'm going with. Skirmisher on Scarlet Witch for some extra focus. I may switch that up. Raider on Doctor Strange for that extra crit chance. He has a very strong opening AoE attack. Same thing with Agatha. Wong has that striker tag because I like his extra hits. I like what his basic does there on his crit and assist chance. And what that does is clearing the 1 negative effect from the, actually it's gonna on T4, it's gonna clear a negative effect from self and all Dark Code allies every time he does an assist. So I like that on Wong, but I also like a striker on Morgan Le Fay. So initially, at least tonight when I unlock her, I'm gonna put that striker tag on her and then equip as many T4s as I have the T4 ability materials for. So that is it, guys. That is the Morgan Le Fay unlock. Good luck with the Scourges. Again, go to the highest difficulty, get your score in, and then start experimenting with these Scourges. Lock your score in though. So that is it. Good luck with the event tonight. Hopefully unlock her. Hopefully you manage to get a lot of dark promo credits and get some good dark promos on her. But yeah, she's gonna be the meta character for a while, so good luck. Hope this video helps you. If it does, share this with your friends. Hit that subscribe button because we got at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. And hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new video goes up on the channel. I will see you guys next time. Check out some of the sponsors down below, guys. They do support the channel, and most of them cost you nothing, and you just get a lot of benefits. So that is it. Have a great one. Good luck. Let me know how you guys do. We'll be back tomorrow with the news. Give me that fist bump before you go. Stay hydrated, stay positive, and have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.